So how much do I have? I have 3,000 and I can get 1,200, was it? 4,200. Hmm. Why you have your gun out? Andy Cheng's in the midst of emptying two plastic shopping bags when you enter. She places the contents in a pile of her mahjong table, two liquor bottles without labels, a box of her thin black cigars, and an assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, and a large caliber pistol with electrical tape wrapped around its grip. Ah, good, you're here. She finishes with the plastic bags and throws them to the floor. It seems like forever since we saw each other last. Welcome back. Was your trip worthwhile? Her voice is filled with a rusty energy. Yes, my darling, yes. I met with several contacts within my network who referred me to others in neighboring cities. Regardless of how far technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I have returned with information that would lead you to the plastic-faced man who killed Raymond Black. Excellent. While you were gone, we uncovered a relationship between Josephine Tsang and Raymond Black. Tried woman's eyes narrow. Did you? And what was it you uncovered? Uh, he's fiction, made up. His real name is Edward Tsang. Fiction, eh? Febro burrows. Josephine's son, Edward. So that explains where he went when he disappeared years ago. See it too. Any idea why he disappeared? No. Just that he went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the walled city. That was in the early 30s. Face twists into a mask of disgust. You realize what this means, don't you, my sweet? That inbred little goat whore was cold enough to have her own son executed. Even more of a reason to find the plastic-faced man. What have you found out? Everything you need to move forward. He grabs a bottle and opens it. I know the identity of a plastic-faced man. His name is Li Tai Lung. And he's an independent contractor, a trusted, deniable asset, who handles all of Josephine Tsang's more delicate operations off the books and away from the public eye. The plastic-faced man is a shadowy right hand outside the corporation. Cheng doesn't bother with her last. She takes a long pull of the stinking bottle and wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. And I know how to find him too. He's made contact with an information broker, Zhao Ji, who works out of an abandoned night market in Shek Kip Mei called the Xing House Port. It's not hard to find. Takes another pull on the bottle. Zhao Ji has gained access to the plastic-faced man's complete itinerary. Where he'll be, who he'll be with, at sort of security, what sort of security he'll have, the works. Grins, glassy-eyed. You can use it to perform an extraction. Grab him and find out what he knows. Okay, got it. Go to Shek Kip Mei. Look for a night market. Call the Xinghouse Court. Find an information broker called Zhao Ji. Yes, it's all very straightforward, until it's not. Li Tai Lung has designed himself to be the perfect corporate operative. He's installed a unique piece of hardware, you see. It allocates and compartmentalizes client-related memories so that they can be erased upon the completion of a job. As an added security measure, this cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that he's being captured. So we need a way to circumvent the implant. Exactly. Unless you can find a way around the cortical implant, you'll have no way to extract the information he has and figure out what happened to Raymond Black. She circles the mouth of the bottle with her finger. Now, I've done my part in this, my darling. You need to find a way to neutralize that device. Isabel interjects, her voice breaking slightly as she speaks. I know a way. I've heard of something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Wait a second, isn't Isabel's thing with her memories a similar thing? Keep talking. Her handle is Dreamland, and I know where to find her. All that we have to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, Isabel and I will go see Dreamland before we hit Information Broker. Then we grab the plastic face man. No matter who you choose to help you snatch this guy, I'm gonna be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. Who crosses his arms across his chest? Across his chests. Okay, he's got 2 chests at least. And tilts his head towards you. We got it big. We should all be there. Robert eyebrows arch high. I know that I want to see this. Very good, my darlings. Now listen to me. After you get what you need from the plastic face man, I want you to end him. You understand? The triad boss taps the table with her finger. I need to send a very clear message that this is what happens when you mess with Kindly Cheng's operations, with Kindly Cheng's people. Josephine takes Nightjar, I take her plastic face man. Once you snatch the plastic face man, Tang will know something is happening, and events will unfold very quickly after that. You'd best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Shekip Mei to see Zhao Ji. Do you understand? So this is the point of no return. If you start this mission, it's basically endgame. I still have a lot of... I still have a few jobs I want to do, and I still have to talk to my companions. Yeah, I'm gonna check my mission computer to see if I have any jobs I want to knock out before I hit the MTR for Shekip Mei. Business is business, my darling. Only Cheng wraps on the managing table with an imitation ivory tile. And business has been good since you arrived. I don't want to take the MTR to the Dreamland. I want to select a job and do a thing. Unless it's just a simple thing. Ken is reclining against the stacks of cages as you approach, watching the display of a small trit player on the table. The trit displays the shimmering form of a dancing woman weaving her way through a crowded club. It seems to have been filmed via a portable recorder, or possibly someone's cyber eyes. Draped in wild clothing that scintillates with lights and holograms, the dancer slips through the crowd like living mercury. Every step and evasion is effortless. You watch the dancer weave her way up a flight of stairs, moving forward towards a second-floor balcony. As she ascends the stairs, her hands start to crackle with energy, and points of light trace across her neck, shoulders, and spine. In the glitter and flash of the club lighting, no one else seems to notice. For a split second, she looks back at the camera's point of view, smiling seductively. Chen gestures towards the holographic display, smiling broadly. Keep watching, it's about to get good in a few seconds. The dancer arrives at the top floor, moving towards a particular table. The table's occupants, triad members, judging by their tattoos, rise from where they're sitting and begin to draw weapons. Their expressions indicate they're familiar with the dancer and intend to kill her. At this point, the dancer explodes into motion. She bobs and weaves out of the way of their gunfire, her fingertips flinging electricity and fire in long arcs. She seems to dance at and around the triad soldiers. Each step and beat causes an explosion of force that scatters tables and rings. Breathed in the elements, the woman cuts through the tribe members in an effortless vein of destruction. Recording ends and Shen straightens up. I could watch Lucky Ping at work all day. I don't know how she works her magic, but it's a beautiful and terrifying thing to behold. Really glad she's with the Yellow Lotus, and not an enemy syndicate. That was one hell of a dance. That it is. She's been a dancer since she was a kid, but I guess her magic just spontaneously manifested when she was a teenager. She's figured out how to channel it into that kind of whatever it is you saw. I have no idea how she does it. Shen shrugs helplessly. Anyway, what can I help you with? Do you like working for the Yellow Lotus? Like has nothing to do with it. I have debts to Grandfather Wu, and I intend to pay them. I guess they're a good enough syndicate. We waste a lot of blood and money fighting the Red Dragon, though. Can't say that I like that end of the business, since it seems like such a huge waste. If it weren't for Grandfather, I might see about getting White Ming, Seal Arm Lu, and Lucky Ping to break away. Maybe start our own thing in turf. It's not quite so thought over. Lifting one hand, palm up, Chen smiles faintly. But I can't leave him. I own everything. Why would you split up at all? I've heard a lot of talk between the Yellow Rose Vanguards and Incense Masters. They're dead set on eliminating the Red Dragons despite the risk. When that kind of talk gets tossed around, nobody's safe. It leads to all-out warfare. Last time that happened, the White Jade Brotherhood got wiped out completely. It's just bad strategy to try and wipe them out. It's always old rivalry between the elders. It has nothing to do with the business end of things. All vendettas get you killed, even if they're not yours. And tell me about your crew. With folded arms, Shen regards you with some suspicion. We're fairly private people, generally. When I get asked a question like that, I figure it's because someone's looking for something to use against me. Shen's expression softens, after a moment, however. Oh, you've been a decent person so far. I guess I can tell you some. White Ming and I started ourselves. Grandfather Wu took him to Wudang a year or two before he did the same for me. He made it clear that he expected repayment in kind when we were old enough, and since the Yellow Lotus was his organization, we joined up. First, it was mostly small-time stuff. Shell games on street corners, stuff like that. We picked up a new member after about 6 months, and things started to change. Freedom Tse, Dwarf Kid, absolute murder with twin pistols. The kind of focus I can bring to bear in Kung Fu, that's how he shoots. Ken grins crookedly. His parents named him Freedom and sent him to the UCAS to live with an uncle. Guess they wanted him to be really American or something. Beyond that, there's Yang, a lawyer you saw me talking to before. The four of us do a pretty cozy business, picking jobs for Steel Arm Lu and Kindly Cheng. It's not like we're in charge of much, but it beats starving, yeah? Okay, show me what you got. So, if I were to sell stuff, I could get another 2,450 plus the 3,074 I have. So that would be like 5,424. $5,524. I do need chi casting for these two. That's 1,000. 2,300. And resistance is gonna have to wait. 2,300. So I would be left with 3,200. So definitely I could buy the Racing Fulmination, but I don't have the karma for it yet. Because I would have to get 11 points here and 14 there. I need 8 more points. So I think I just need to do a mission. If I do a mission, I will be able to get all of the stuff. I mean, the Racing Fulmination and the Bonded Spell Killing Hands and Strike and the Lightning Strike. Okay, the question is, can I get a mission right now? I probably can't. We have an urgent task and a restaurant job. Little birds have been whispering in my ear about an urgent and high-paying run. Still Lu, a red pole, managed to get his hands on information concerning a prototype laser weapon development by Ares Asia Holdings. For years, the Yellow Lotus and the Red Dragon have been locked in a cold war. Despite this, we remain evenly matched. Neither one of us can attack the other without being exposed to devastating reprisals. Blue wants to change this, and he has a plan. Rather than strike directly, Blue intends to aim external forces at the Red Dragon, specifically Knight Errant. He intends to frame a white paper fan named Golden Fawn, making it appear that the Red Dragon have been bribing Ares researchers for classified data. Two leading drone and energy weapons researchers have recently transferred from London to Hong Kong and are running the project. Doctors Taylor and Hardingham were respected in Europe, but in Hong Kong they remain unknown quantities. They are untrusted and therefore considered untrustworthy. Perfect targets, in other words. We will provide data that will make it look as if the researchers were contacted by Golden Thong and made quite a bit of money, but grew tired of the arrangement. Transfer the attached files to a data chip. The files are bundled with a worm program, which will auto-execute when inserted into the appropriate systems. You need not bring a decker though, one may be helpful. You will need to plant data into visitor record systems, the camera systems in Hardingham and Taylor's lab. Financial data is to be transferred to Dr. Taylor's personal terminal. That in and of itself will not be enough to ensure Knight Errant involvement though. Planting the data is the first part of your task. This is where a heavier touch will be required. You will also need to steal the prototype laser weapon. There's a GPS tracking device attached to it, which Lu will plant deep in Red Dragon territory. The apparent theft of a prototype weapon by a disgruntled tribe member should convince Ares to dispatch overwhelming force against the Red Dragon, dealing them a vicious blow. As a note, Lu does not care what happens to the laser weapon. If you wish to sell it or keep it, feel free. I'm gonna sell it. I've also touched a map of your extraction route from the building. During the facility's expansion in 2052, Ares Asia was forced to extend their foundations deeper into the island. They drove piles through the former site of the central MTR station, which partially collapsed during the Dalu Bay earthquake of 2044. Practically, this means you can exit through the basement, directly onto the new MTR line through Central. With any luck, you can be gone without anyone knowing how. Unfortunately, this route is heavily alarmed, so you will be forced to go in the front door. If you can con the front desk, you should have no problems. The facility is both an office and residence, so strange people coming and going at odd hours is not unusual. If you are not up to task, however, be prepared to shoot your way in. Lu does not care if you are loud or quiet, but a word of caution. He came by all this information via the loose lips of one of the research team. Other fixers know of his job. Move fast, and you are guaranteed success. There are definitely other Shadowrunners with an eye on the prize. Okay. Okay, let's take the run. Very well. Steel Arm Loot sends his regards and bids you good fortune and plentiful ammunition. The dramatic git. The Die Fist. Our arrangement has been very profitable so far, and I would hate to lose that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get between 8 and 10 points here. I need 8 to get both Close Combat 6. I can get Close Combat 6, yeah? Yeah. Oh, this only shows my base stats, okay. Okay. I could do this. Now, which would be better? I'm gonna need to get another 34 points, however, before I get casting line. Get tone resistance. That really sucks. Not sure what 8 gives me. But yeah, G Onslaught is also really strong, so I think I should go for this. Hmm? Let's go to talk to and remember her name. Crafty Luke. Crafty Shoe. Sight unexpected from the Windows Slapdash product displays strikes you as you walk through the shop. Everything is clean, unusually clean, not spotless. A nearby food plate resting atop a small collection of books speaks to that, but otherwise the piles of journals and notebooks and books from before are, for the most part, on shelves, organized. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. I see her right here. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Someone must be here. You approach the front counter and see a service bell. Let's ring the bell. You hear thump, followed by a loud shit. Ratty leaps up from behind the counter, rubbing the top of her head. A dust in her other hand. Her eyes widen when she sees you. Fist. Wow, you've been busy. I feel like I've walked into another dimension. Crafty waves your comment away. I was getting hounded by some of my regular patrons, and maybe a sanitation officer or two. You see the urgency in her eyes as she leans forward. That doesn't matter, Fist. I found it. The thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the world city. Oh, is everything okay? No, definitely not. She takes a breath. The Yama Kings, they're real. Okay. That's a big leap from your imaginary monsters. Crafty's eyes hold your gaze with unshakable intensity. I'm serious. You know me. I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings, but this is solid. The Yama Kings are real, and they're coming. She lays her palms flat on the counter, almost breathless. They've been on their way to the walled city since the place was built. Their dreams, their portents of their coming, omens manifested as dreams. Still, just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming, the sensations, the hunger, asleep or awake, it affects us all the time, anywhere. The connection? We're all in or near the walled city, itself a beacon for disaster. Something or some things have noticed the city, and now we're noticing them. Well, everything that's happened in the walled city, it's been the Yama Kings all along? Not quite. I don't think the Yama Kings are the cause of the walled city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the walled city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a magnet for malevolent astral beings. Mom was right. There's something at work in the walled city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else. There's something deeply unnatural at work in the place. Her words shake. I'm so sorry, Mother. I thought I was closing my eyes to your madness, but all I did was prevent myself from seeing the truth, from seeing what was unfolding right in front of me. Okay, so can the Yama Kings leave the walled city? Why would they? The curse, or whatever it is that's attracting the Yama Kings to the walled city, has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. With a practiced sweep of her hand, she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. A foggy handprint slowly disappears from the counter where her hand was pressed. Have you ever heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. Make a planet, like the moon or something, into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in the world city, only in reverse, and on an astral level. I think that pent-up toxic chi in the world city is turning the place into an extension of the Yama King's home plane, making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason why you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the open ocean. But as we've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to sweep into Hioi. If left unchecked for another 30-40 years, who knows what might happen. Are these the beings that broke your mother? The Yama Kings weren't directly responsible for Mum's corruption. It was caused by the root problem, that which attracted the Yama Kings to the city in the first place. The poison at the bottom of the well, whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's no way natural. People did this. Your mother sacrificed a lot for her research. I know where you're coming from, Fist. But my mother still allowed herself to be corrupted. She put herself in the way of evil, and it took her. Not a second thought for anyone else. Her research has given us valuable resources. I'm glad these journals, these pieces of her mind, can be used to arm ourselves against the Yama Kings. The knowledge it's given us will help in trials to come. Okay, let's backtrack for a moment. This is big Crafty, it's huge! At your words, an unusual mood washes over Crafty. She raises her hands and grips her tattooed arm, hugging her chest. Please, Fist, you have to stop it. This evil. For yourself, for my mother, for every man, woman and child in the world city of Hioi. Nobody outside of our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. What's happened here is to be undone. We have to be the ones to undo it. Oh, I mean, of course, this is just as important to me as it is to you. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. You watch her grip relax, her shoulders ease. Thank you, really. Thank you. How do I do this, though? Okay, we could buy like a spirit fetish and a hermetic fetish. That's 3,000 here. Oh. And if I were to sell... this, that would be 1,500. That's not enough. So I can only buy one of these. I'm gonna have enough points for the hermetic fetish. And if I get both the optional karma points in the mission, I'm actually going to be able to get spellcasting too. Let's only buy this one for now. Okay, I need to take care of some things on my end. You take care of things on yours. Will do. Good luck, Fist. I'm gonna get the chi abilities first. I think like the chi onslaught we get from here is gonna be useful. And I have 3 points left. After we get 8 points, we're gonna be able to get close combat. 6, so we're gonna be able to buy the Racing Fulmination. We have enough money. Would be nice if I could get spellcasting, but we'll see if we can get the 2 bonus points. And then I'm gonna want to get spellcasting 4 too to get. Let me actually look at what I want. I am gonna want to get to here, but we're gonna need like 34 points to get to here. That's kind of a lot. And it's a lot cheaper to spend 7 points, no wait, 9 points here to get 2 points of willpower to increase the chance to hit with chi casting. It helps too. So 11 points here, 9 points here, that's 20 points. I don't need to spend 11 points here actually, because I'm already gonna save a skill slot, spell slot, by combining these two into one skill. Okay. Good to see you, Fist. What can I get you today? And what you have? So, I wanna buy Bonded Skill, Killing Hands and Stride. We can't get Pain Resistance yet. We need a lot of points for this. So this is gonna wait for the end. After I have everything else that I want, I'm gonna get Pain Resistance. I'm also probably gonna get my Charisma up to 6, maybe. Because that way, we're gonna have 7 Charisma, and I think that's the highest we can get. And I think it's gonna be kinda useful anyway to have it. So, we need to sell Quick Strike, Stride, and Killing Hands. That's gonna buy me enough. I need 2,300, and we're gonna have 3,000. I'm going Lightning Strike and Bonded Spell. This is good. Boom. This is the active. This costs me no points to activate. Has it lasts 4 rounds, but it has a cooldown of 6 rounds. So it would be best if we actually finish combat before that ends. You get 1 point of charisma here, which is nice. Okay. I have 724. Yeah, even if I want to buy the Hermetic Fetish, I need 1,750, so I can't afford it right now. So there's no point in getting the second point of spellcasting, because it doesn't serve any purpose. If I had the money, I probably would do it to get 1 more willpower. I think that would still be pretty good. Now let's make a proper save here. So, we don't want to go to the Dreamland. I don't know if this is the point where... This is the point of no return, or if we do this and then we go confront the plastic-faced man. Head of the Ares facility to incite a conflict between Knight Errant and the Red Dragon Syndicate. As you move up to board the train, your PDA buzzes. Rakta. Answer the comm. Ooh. His craggy face flickers onto the screen. My friend, there is something that I would like to discuss with you. Something related to the Ares run that you recently accepted. Yeah, go on. You may recall my story about my former colleagues, Taylor and Hardingham. Oh hey, those are the ones who stole my research. They work at that facility. The auto repair circuits that they took from me still exist. They are there. I need you to bring me on the run to retrieve them. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're gonna be the first man on the train when we head out. Thank you, my friends. I will be there directly. You will not regret this decision. I guarantee it. The line goes dead. Obviously, I'm gonna get Rector with me. Isabel. And I'm still gonna get Govert. I don't really care about Gaichu because I fill his role. And Duncan will act as robot. It's his role. Did you increase your... I think he actually increased his, improved his weapon. Also, he's got 7 armor now. All of you have 7 armor now? No? Oh, they do have a lot of armor right now, so that's good. And you?
Be a safe escalator user. Hold the handrail and take care of children and the elderly.
Infected stuff. Oh yeah, he's got like 0 essence, doesn't he? I mean, technically he's got 0 essence. Okay, fun.